Do you want to know what the difference is between all-over print, a placement print, and a border print? All of these pattern types are very useful and can work together very well, and I'm going to teach you about them right in this video. By the time you finish watching this video, you will be a pro at knowing which pattern is which and how it's called, and you'll be able to use them all together and separately for all kinds of different projects. And when you get to the end of this video, you will get a great present from me, so stay tuned. My name is Oksancia. I have been a self-employed textile designer for over 15 years now, and I am also a founder of Oksancia Textile Design Online Studio and an award-winning online school. So let's jump right in. Here are the repeat pattern types, but please note, these are not all the repeat pattern types that ever existed. These are the pattern types specifically connected to how they fill the design of the product or an artboard where you're designing at in a file that you will be submitting for sale. So these are not, for example, floral versus animal print. This is in particular the repeat pattern type that in relation to how it fills the artboard or the product that you are designing. I will show you an example, so don't worry. So the first repeat pattern type is an all-over pattern. Here you see a square right here, which is my vector repeat pattern design of peacock feathers. This is a pretty old design, and I actually have a funny story about this one. Many years ago, a person purchased my design for her wedding invitations, and she was designing them herself. And then after a bunch of years passed, she actually saw this design and she recognized it on my Instagram page. And then she actually said that, "Oh, I didn't know that you designed this pattern, because I'm actually now a student learning how to design patterns, and I was inspired by this pattern for my wedding invitations that I purchased many years ago." So small world, what a coincidence, but it was a kind of like a little story that I wanted to share with you. And then now she's designing patterns herself and studied in my online course, so that's kind of cool. Okay, you can see that this pattern fills the entire square. It's cropped, and the pattern repeats from left to right and from top to bottom. So all of this style will repeat on all sides, and this type of pattern will fill the product like this. So you can see the scale might be bigger or smaller depending on the size that you want to use. However, the pillow will repeat like this. How do you use this type of pattern? It is called an all-over pattern, and what you use it for is any kinds of fabric, dresses, wallpaper, gift wrap, kitchen tiles, floor tiles, packaging, where you need a seamless repeat on all four sides of the pattern. So this is how it looks like. The second type is a border pattern. So a border pattern will be seamless only on one side. So this is a horizontal stripe pattern, and you can see it's seamless from here to here. So on the right and on the left. But here you see a cutoff of the pattern, and here you see a totally different color. So on a pillow, you can see that the bottom has the pattern and the top has just a light mint green background. But it will be seamless on the sides of the pattern like this. So this is the example. And another type of border pattern, it basically, you can think of it as a frame also, is a border pattern which is a vertical stripe. Here you can see that it is the striped pattern. If you repeat it, it will look like this. It will have a stripe of basically negative space, and then you will have a border which is seamless here and here. And you can also design with it that it's a frame on the left or on the right side, and then there is a negative space on the product to the right or to the left, depending what you want to do. So these two little napkins folded show the example of that. Border patterns, where are they usually used, you might ask me. So you can think of it that this pattern can be used on a pillow like this. It can be used on the very edge of the bottom edge or the top edge of curtains. It can be used as a tea towel. It can be used as a bath mat. It can be used as a packaging where this would be the bottom of a shampoo bottle and then the text would be on the top. So a lot of uses for this one because it has the negative space where it naturally lends itself to type or text. It also can be used on a skirt, on the bottom of a skirt, on the bottom of a dress. So many uses for this one. It's really, really awesome. And the same goes for this one. It can also be used as a striped pattern because you can notice that this border type has a cutoff, so it's cut off on the bottom. But the vertical stripe that I'm showing you here, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see, it's all finished on all sides. So it does not have a cutoff, it's just one finished stripe like this. And of course, is this the only way this kind of stripe can be used? Of course not. It can be just a stripe of these kinds of feathers, or I did like a double stripe where there are two lines and they're connected. So you can do a lot of different ways how you can use these pattern types. But again, vertical pattern type can be also on both sides if you want, with a negative space in the middle, and it can be on one side, on the left or on the right, on a tea towel, on an invitation, on a blanket, on a curtain. So a lot of cool uses for these pattern types, which are borders. Okay, so these are two main repeat pattern types, and sometimes I get a question, but what is a placement print? So these two types differ from a placement print because placement print actually looks something like this. So for example, it can be anything that goes with this theme in the colors, style, and maybe the topic. For example, it might be an actual whole peacock with the feathers on the tail that look like this. In my case, I just used one feather since I like how it looks like, but then you can see that a placement print is just an image which is more of an illustration. But again, you can use a more complex placement print. You can use one feather. You can even use a circle filled with this pattern, for example, or a diamond or a triangle. So it can be basically something that looks like an illustration or a shape filled with a pattern if you prefer. However, you can imagine like this. You have a bedding with these kind of pillows with a placement print, and then you have a blanket or a throw or a duvet cover with this overall pattern. These will go pretty well together, and this is an example for you guys so that you can imagine how these three pattern types or print types in this particular case work together and differ. Where do we use the placement print? Well, it can be a print on a t-shirt. This is a t-shirt or a tank top or a top, and this is the skirt design or the skirt of a dress with this kind of placement print on the top. Also, it can be a placement print, and the skirt or a bottom can have this border print, horizontal border print. So it can also be in the middle of a plate, and some other matching plates would be with this pattern. It can be artwork on the wall, and the comforter or pillows will be an all-over pattern or border pattern. So a lot of uses for the placement print. It's basically can be used anywhere you would use an illustration, and then you can mix and match with an all-over pattern or border pattern. These two are seamless, an all-over pattern and border pattern, and then this one is not a seamless design, it's more of an illustration. Okay. So I hope this clarifies your question about the difference between these two print types, and I do hope that now you will know how to use them successfully in your own design projects. So today you learned the difference between a placement print, a border print, and an all-over print in textile design. I am hoping you found it helpful. Remember the present that I promised you at the beginning of this video? Well, here is my free ebook that has been downloaded more than 3,000 times by now, and it's called Grow Your Pattern Portfolio Fast. It's not just an ebook, it's actually a workbook with illustrated checklist that you can use to learn how to grow your portfolio of vector repeat patterns, or any kind of patterns for that matter, 15 times faster. I show you my tested tips and tricks on how to take one vector repeat pattern and turn it into 15 patterns. You can apply it for the rest of your life and you'll be able to grow your portfolio so much faster. You can request a copy of this workbook at the link in the description of this video, so hop on over there and get this workbook right away. If you like this video, please give me that like and also subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and by also clicking the notification bell so that you do not miss any of my new videos. Also, please share this video with your own creative friends if you know somebody who might find this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, my creative friends. Grow, love and create. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!